Hello, everyone. Welcome to Instruction Learning 2290. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Lee Tanner, and I'm faculty in the School of Education, and I will be working with you on this course this semester. This course is part of PITS Online, which is, as you can see here, PIT Online, and it is part of PITS Center for Teaching and Learning. So PIT Online has hundreds of courses that they have offered over the last 5 or 6 years, and people from the University of Pittsburgh and people from universities all over the country take PIT Online courses. This particular course has been online for about 5 or 6 years, and I have been teaching most of those sections for the last 5 or 6 years. It's a pretty well organized course, but you do need to be able to do it on your own because it is asynchronous. So I'm going to just give you an overview of the different elements so that you can work your way through it, but you'll be responsible for reading the documents and reading the assignments and submitting them. So the first thing I want to go over with you is the syllabus. So we're going to go over to the syllabus link. And here you'll see a course description, the objectives, the required materials, the course evaluation, what is worth how many points and what percentage of your grade. Here's the grading scale, the grading policy. A couple of things I want to point out here. You have a couple of things that you're going to need to remember to do, and they will be identified for you in each module. One is field journals. Every week you will turn in a submission to your field journal, and that is worth 15 points and it's graded at the end of the semester. The second thing that you will do is work with a critical colleague. I have put you together with a partner. There are a couple of people in this group that are with two partners, so there's 3 of you in one group because we had an uneven number of students, but most of you are with just one partner. But you will work with your partner or partners, and you will give critical feedback on the work that they submit. So this is very common when you're doing research. If you ever decide to work on a PhD, you will have a committee of critical colleagues who will work with you to give you advice and give you ideas on what to do and what not to do and how to make things more clear. This is another thing. You will only do this so many times during the semester. It will be shown for you when to do it. And it is also worth 15 points and it's graded at the end of the semester. There is a topical outline, which I'm going to go over with you in a second. And then just more information about accessibility and so forth. So let's go back to the home page. So the next thing I want to show you is back on the home page, you'll see something called the schedule. This is really, really important. You may want to print this out and hang on to it. It will show you everything that is due each week. So the first note is weeks usually begin on Monday and end on Sunday, but for the first week of this semester, the week begins on Tuesday and it ends on Sunday. So January 19th is a Tuesday and January 24th is a Sunday. All the rest of these dates are Monday through Sunday. Over here, you'll have the module number that you're going to work on each week, the date, it gives you the topic, and then it gives you an outline of what is due. You will look in the module and you'll get very specific information about what is due and where to submit it. This is just an outline so you know what's coming up each week. So you've got weeks 1 through 4, then weeks 5 through 12, and finally you have weeks 13 through 15. Notice week 15, Saturday, May 1st is the last day of the semester. So your final draft will not be due on Sunday, May 2nd, like all your other documents. It will be due Saturday, May 1st. It's the only one that's not due on a Sunday. So just keep that in mind. That's why I put it in red so you'd kind of remember it. Okay, so you're going to want to hang on to this. Like I said, you may want to print it out and just keep it handy. All right. So Next thing you're going to find on the home page are the books that are required for the course. Book number 1 is Writing Literature Reviews, the 7th edition, and it's very important that you get the correct edition. All right, all the page numbers and everything are keyed to the edition, and it's not just the page numbers that are different. Some of the materials are also different in different editions of this book. So you will need to get the 7th edition. However, you can get an ebook version of this at Hillman Library. All right, so you may be able to check that out as an ebook. You could also either purchase a hard copy online, or you can rent an ebook, which I would suggest you do. Rent the ebook, go here, and it's probably the least expensive way to do it. The second book is called They Say, I Say, and students really enjoy this book. Again, you're going to need to get the 4th edition of this book, because there are a lot of different editions out there. You want to make sure you get the 4th edition with this cover. Again, the materials are different from one edition to another in this particular book as well. There is no ebook version at Hillman, so you will either have to go to this link and buy the textbook at Amazon, or you can also rent it. Okay, so just click on this link. All right, so those are the 2 books that you will need for this course. Next, a little note to each of you. The learning modules are the key to this course, and I'm going to go over the learning modules with you in a second. They will give you specific information and directions for each week of your project. You'll submit your work in the assignment section of this course, and I'll show you where that is as well. Okay, but again, this is an asynchronous course. So you need to read through all the materials that are provided for you in order for you to know what to do and know how to do it. All right. The last thing I want to go over with you is in accordance with the School of Education's expectations for the capstone project of your MED degree, you are required to proofread all submissions to the instructor, both your drafts and your final documents, for spelling, grammar, syntax, content, APA style. You can ask a colleague in this course to work with you on this. If you need somebody to proofread, you can have somebody at your school site proofread, somebody at home proofread, someone who you know is good at this kind of thing can help you with it. Then you will find APA style requirements in the module section so that you don't have to guess what they are. But once again, you need to be able to do all of this on your own. This is not a high school English class. I am not teaching you how to do APA writing, and I do not correct your grammar and spelling. This is completely up to you. So therefore, what is it that I do? Okay, my job is to guide you through the process week by week by week and give you feedback on what you submit. I don't give you feedback on how well it's written. I give you feedback on whether or not you have all the elements for each section that you need. All right. So let's go to the next part, which is the modules. And I'm only going to go over one module with you because they're all set up exactly the same. The first thing you'll see is just says Module 1. Module 1, Introduction, Objectives, Key Terms, and Reading. This is essential. All right, so you need to read what is provided here. This will give you, this is like your instruction, okay? Instead of having a teacher or a professor stand up and teach you something, you're going to read it yourself, okay? So read the information that's given the introduction, and then come down here to the objectives. You'll find out what the objectives are for this particular lesson, what the key terms are. You'll find out what the reading is. So here it tells you that you're going to use the Reading Literature Review book, and you're going to read chapter 1, pages 3 through 12. All right, so that is the reading. You will do the reading, and then you'll come down here and you will do the following things that need to be submitted. The first thing is complete the IRB certification. Everyone who takes this course needs to complete an IRB certification, which goes over the ethical issues in research. Okay, now this can be complicated, so I have put down very, very succinctly every little tiny thing that you need to do step by step by step in order to make work your way through the IRB certification. When you're finished, you will have 2 certifications that you will submit. One certification is on responsible conduct of research on these modules, and the other certification is the social behavioral educational course, basic course module, and it gives you these modules. So when you complete these 2, you will have, and you don't have to do them both at the same time. You can do one and then come back and you can do this one and then come back and do the second one on another day. But you will eventually end up with 2 certificates that you will download to your computer, and then you'll come up here and submit each one right here. Okay, so that's the first thing that you will do in Module 1. The next thing is to complete the Introduction to Research course survey. This is put together by the Center for Teaching and Learning. They want for you to take a course survey. So you will click on this, and then you will click on Take the Survey, and I will just click on this so you can see what it is. It just asks you a bunch of questions about research and your degree program and what you want to do and so forth and so on. Who's your advisor? It's just a bunch of basic information that they want to collect from you. So fill this in, and at the end you'll just hit submit. Next is the academic integrity guidelines. Every time you take a research course, you have to do this as well. This is 2 questions. And the first question is, these are your, it's not really a question, but these are your student obligations. You need to read these obligations. It's about all the things that you need to do. It's about failing grades. It's about academic integrity, et cetera, et cetera. So read it and then agree to it and click on yes. And then come down here and type in your name, okay? And then you come down here and submit. All right, it's not really a quiz either. They have different names for everything. Okay, so back to modules. And we're going back to Module 1. Next, you will complete the Module 1 exercise. And the Module 1 exercise is based on the reading that you did for the chapter 1, 3 through 12. Okay, so Module 1 exercise, it says complete activity 1 on pages 15 and 16 in your Writing Literature Reviews textbook. And the textbook is going to ask you to read an article and do something with it on pages 15 and 16. It'll tell you what to do. This is the article that I want you to read. Okay, so you will click on this, you will read this article, and then you'll go to pages 15 and 16 and complete the activity based on this article, and then you will submit your assignment up here. Okay, and last but not least, in this module, you will do a weekly journal entry. So click on this, and it gives you information about your journal entries. It tells you the kinds of things that you can write in your journal. You can write reflections, you can write about your experiences, you can write about methods, you can subject ideas for different things that you are wondering about, that you want me to comment on, so forth and so on. Okay, now you're welcome to put your journals on a Word document and then cut them and paste them into here. It's up to you, but you can't upload anything to these journal entries. In order to do your first journal entry, it says click reply below to start your first journal entry. So you click on reply and it will bring up this window, which is just like a regular document. You'll type in your journal entry and then you'll come over here and post your reply. Oh, and I'm sorry, you can attach a document here. My mistake. Okay, so you'll post your reply and you will do one of these each week. Okay. And again, don't forget, this is graded at the end of the semester. So I will go through all your journal entries and give you a grade on them. If you don't do all the journal entries, your grade, of course, will not be as good as it should be. Okay, now there are two ways to get into all these materials. One is this way, okay, and here are all the assignments. And the other, after you read all this information, if you want to just go back to the module page, you can also submit your IRB assignment here. Your introduction to the course research will come up here. So that survey will come up here if you if you click on that. And each one of them, there's two ways to get into just about everything. Okay, so this is module 1. There's a lot of basic stuff that's involved in module 1, like the IRB certificate and so forth. That takes a little bit of time, but this is a little bit more than you usually do for each module. The second module, I'm not going to go through it with you, but the only thing you have to do that you have to notice about the second module is you will do a critical colleague post. Okay, so module 2, it gives you all the information about what this module is all about. It gives you the area of focus for your research, the goal of your literature review. And for those of you who are not familiar, there are two different types of research. One is called action research, where you go into a classroom and you propose a change. You see a problem, like kids aren't doing their homework, and you decide you're going to give them a reward system, and you're going to see if that reward system makes them improve their homework submissions. Okay, that's called action research, where you come up with a problem and you try and do something. You take some action, like coming up with a rewards program for homework, and you see if that particular action works. All right. We no longer do that for most of our programs since it's online now, because it's very difficult to do that kind of research online. So you will be working on a literature review. And what that means is you will come up with an issue, a problem, something you're interested in, and you will come up with that topic. You can talk to your advisor about your topic. You can talk to your mentor teacher about that topic if you have a mentor teacher, or possibly if you're actually working in a school, you can come up and talk to your principal or your team leader and ask if this would be something that they would find valuable for you to do, because you want to learn from your materials and you want to be able to share your research with other people. So you will come up with your topic for whatever it is you want to review. And then you will go and find articles and books on that particular topic, and you will review those articles and books, and that is what you will be doing your research on. Okay, and you can, this gives you very detailed information. I'll give that to you to read on your own. And your reading. You do have a reading this time, but you do not have an assignment for that reading. You're going to read chapters 2 and 3, pages 18 through 42. And those pages will help you to understand more fully how you're going to do your research. Okay? Let's see. Now, the thing that is new, you've got to post your weekly journal entry as always. This will always be down here. It's the last thing you do each week. But this week you will post to a critical colleague. Okay? So you will click on this link, and it will take you to a page that looks like this. And this is called your critical colleague peer review page. Okay? And my note to you is that I have paired you with a critical colleague to work with in this course. Each group member's name is listed below. I'll get to that in a second. In modules 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, and 14, you will be asked to submit your work to your peer review wiki, and you will submit a review of your peers' work. So you will look at if person A submits her work and your person B will look at person A's work and submit a review of his or her work. And same thing for person B. Person A will look at person B's work and submit a review. Okay. To submit your work to your critical colleague group wiki, you're going to click on the group link below, and then click on edit and upload your documents. Okay. Now, in modules 10, 12, and 14, you're going to be looking at your critical colleagues chapters 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and for those, because they are so vitally important, we are giving you rubrics to use in order to look to see what it is we're looking for in Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. So you'll use the rubric to give your partner feedback, okay? So everybody's that's currently listed, okay, as taking the course, your name is in here, okay? Now, this is section 1010. There is another section of this course, which is 1080. Okay, I just am happen to show you 1010. So if you're in section 1080, your name's not here. It's in the other Canvas section. Okay, so don't panic if your name's not here. If you're in section 1080, you'll see a page that looks just like this and it'll have your name on it. All right, so let's just say you're Isabel or Chelsea and you're going to click on Wiki Group 1. And as the directions said, you come over here and you click on Edit. And then you will upload your document. So you come over here and you upload your document. If it is, you're uploading a document from your computer or wherever you're uploading it from, and you'll submit it. Okay, so you click on Save. Then your partner will come along and your partner will read your document, and he or she will review your document and then give you feedback. Now, you can either give the feedback as a different document, or you can actually go through and write on if you're familiar with Word and you're familiar with how to review somebody's document in Word, you can review it and then upload it as a reviewed document. Or you can just upload a Word document saying, this is what I liked, this is what I thought you could use some help with, that kind of thing. And they click on Save. So you will have a running document page here. This wiki will go all the way through the course, okay? All right, so each pair of you has one of these wikis. And let me show you what you're going to do if you have 3 people. So if I come down here, at the moment, there are 3 people in group 12, Cara, Carly, and Buglaswala. Sorry if I messed up that name. Okay, so person A, person B, person C. Person A is always going to review person B's work, sorry. Person B is always going to review person C's work, and person C is always going to review person A's work, okay? So you're going to stick with the same person and give that person review all the way through the writing of this document, okay? You'll just get feedback from someone else. So Cara may review Carly's work, but Buglaswa, I'm sorry if I'm literally not doing well with that name, she will always review Cara's work, okay? So that way you can follow the person's research all the way through the process, and you'll know what chapter 1 was about and chapter 2 and so forth and so on, okay? But you will be 3 people in this group. And I do apologize again to Miss Blazewick if I really did not do well with your first name. Okay. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you? All right, so let's go back to modules. And so now we've covered really module 1 and module 2 because module 2 had this critical colleague post. Now, as you can see, each module will tell you when you always have a field submission, but each one will tell you when you have a critical colleague to do. Okay, so module by module by module by module by module. It will tell you what to do, okay? So after module 15, you will find some other documents that will be useful to you as far as working on the course. So here you will find some literature review guidelines and checklists for each chapter. So this will tell you what you're supposed to do in each chapter and what it is that we expect to see. Here you will find examples of student literature reviews, what an abstract look like, what a table of contents will look like, what your reference list should look like, and so forth. so you can actually see examples. Here you will get additional resources for APA style requirements. You are supposed to have taken a course on APA and research before this one, but I know some people may not have, so I've put some additional information here. You can also Google APA style and any questions that you have, just Google it, it's online, but I have provided you with some help here. Next is the reference list versus a bibliography. You are doing a reference list. You are not doing a bibliography. So click on this and it will tell you the difference between a reference list and a bibliography, and just follow those directions. Here you've got an overview of how to use Canvas. It's a video. I've pretty much taken care of that for you, but if you have any questions, you can always watch the video. And same thing about grades, and I'm going to show you grades in a second. There are student resources here for university resources and student health and wellness resources. So you may want to take a look at those as well. So if we come back up to the top of the page, you will see grades. And this is what your grade page will look like. So you will see all the assignments. You will see all the due dates. You will see what your score was on each assignment, and then how many points the assignment was actually worth. Okay, and this is a sample student, so of course my sample student got 100%. All right, but this will let you know where you are each step of the way through the course. Okay, and library guides. So you won't need the Health and Science Library or the Barcode Law Library, but you may need some help from PIT. All right, you are registered for this course, so you have access, even if you're just a part-time person from California, you have access to all the resources that are available at the University of Pittsburgh. There are people that you can get in touch with to help you and answer questions and so forth. All right, and OMET surveys. Most of you are familiar with those. At the end of the course, someone will send you a link about a survey for how the course was put together and so forth. So take the survey and you'll submit it there. All right, let's see. I think that's just about everything I wanted to go over with you. You will find that this is a pretty well organized course. So I do welcome you again to the course, and I will look forward to working with you. So have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.